Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the shift, the thing that you've been waiting for to step into your abundance. And make sure to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to take a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. So I want to start this by saying, congratulations. If you've been waiting for a sign, if you've been waiting for something to indicate that it's time to change, that you finally made it, this is that moment. You see, everything in your life, every hardship, every struggle, every pain, every heartache has led you to this exact moment. This moment where you're listening to this, whether you're on your way to work, on your way to school, headed to the gym, wherever you are, this frequency has found you. You can now accept into your mind, I can change. This is me giving myself permission to step into my highest perspective, to open up endless possibilities for everyone, not just yourself, but everyone, because you are now the magnification of your greatness. Anybody that looks at you will see what they can be. They will also see what they're not, because you are no longer taking shortcuts. You are no longer repeating patterns. You are no longer projecting your situation. Take full control. Say, I am the creator of my experience. I have always been the creator of my experience. I created the hurt. I created the pain. I created the success. I created the joy. I am the creator of my experience. Taking this ultimate responsibility at this moment is giving you ultimate control to say, I am going to create something different. I am abundant. I am wise. I am free. I am fulfilled. Whatever it is that you've desired is now within your reach. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is too far away. Nothing is limited for you. You have now stepped in to your highest timeline. You have now stepped in your highest self. The one that recognizes the statement that needs to be said. The one that recognizes the perspective that needs to be had. That is your awakening at this very moment. Why would you need any other signs? Why would you need anything else to happen in your life? Why would you need anything else to shift when right now you can make the change? Some people will have a heart attack and then change their whole life. But they are the one that made the change. You don't need the extreme event. The extreme event happened for them to make the shift. You don't need that. Give yourself the permission to change without extreme pain. Give yourself the permission to level up without an extreme event, without loss, without heartache, without pain. Just make the choice. You see, you've been looking for something to give you a signal that this is your year. This is your week. This is your time. And it's been here all along. Once you realize that everything is available at once, no matter what your experience is, when you go to work, the path to more pay, the path to more fulfilling assignments is available right now. You just can't see it because you're not on that frequency. When you're at home, the path to a different frequency, the path to a different experience is available right now. You just can't see it because you're not on that frequency. When you go to the gym to exercise, the path to the new level of fitness, the path to the new level of health is right there. You just can't see it because you're not on that frequency. And I say that because in those experiences, somebody is experiencing those things. And if somebody can experience it, anybody can experience it. Everything is available right now. This is actually how the law of attraction works. When you are looking at something, it is abundant up and abundant down. Meaning there's infinite possibilities in the interaction with the thing, whether it's a person, place, or thing. It's completely infinite. Your frequency, which is your perspective, is how you'll see it. How you see it is how you'll receive it. So if you see something as limited because maybe you're struggling financially, maybe you're struggling in your health, maybe you're struggling with your mindset, whatever it is, when you see it as that is what it'll give you. For instance, if you don't know how to cook, you've never cooked a day in your life, and I just dump a bunch of random foods in front of you and put you in the kitchen, say, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this. Bunch of random foods. No recipes, no guides, no cookbooks, just that. You would look at it and you would see all the separate ingredients. You'd say, well, there's a potato, there's salt, there's a knife, there's cheese, there's hamburger meat. You would see all these separate things, and they, to you, would just be a mixed match of things. But if you're an experienced chef that's trained for years in understanding different recipes, that's cooked again and again and again, has spent so much time in the kitchen, if you are that, then when you see all this stuff, you'll actually see a meal. You'll see people's faces that would eat it. You'll see the laughs, the connection, all of that, all over the same thing, because perception is everything. The food didn't change. The person viewing it did. You can do this with anything in your life. You have permission now to be a high achiever. You have the permission now to be a forgiver. You have the permission now to speak truthfully. You don't have to lie to anybody or yourself anymore. You don't have to cover things up. You can just speak in your truth. Yes, your world will change. There's a reason why they say your new life will cost you your old one, because they're two different frequencies. You can't see the recipe. You can't see all that food and know what it'll become and not know. Once you know, you can't unknow. Once you know that thing, if you do anything outside of that thing, you'll know that you'll be doing something outside of that thing. And so if you want the recipe, meaning if you want to actually cook the food, if you actually want to make the meal, then you know what you have to do. You can't do what you used to do. You can't mix the food a different way and get that same result. Your new life will cost you your old one. You waited for a sign. You have one now. Do you need 2 signs? How many signs from the universe do you need? Write it down. I need to be told 1,000,000 times that I am the creator of my experience. I need to be told 100 times that I am the creator of my experience. What do you need to see to know that you need to make the shift? You are here for a reason. You're listening to a podcast called the Positive Mindset Podcast. Literally, the tagline is to be the rising tide that lifts all shifts. You are being resonated with that. You're aligned with that. You can't say that you're here by mistake. If you didn't resonate with this message, you would have changed this a long time ago. There are plenty other podcasts you can listen to. True crime, it's everywhere. But you're choosing this. You're choosing something inside of you that's pulling for more. And it's not my podcast that's a difference maker. It's you. I can take a book and give it to 10 different people, and they'll get 10 different things from that book. So if you listen to this podcast, read a book, watch a movie, whatever it is, if you do that, and then you create something amazing from it, that's because you did it. This is the catalyst of perspective. Educating yourself is shifting your perspective. Reflecting with yourself is changing your perspective. Changing your perspective is raising your frequency. Raising your frequency is adjusting what you want to attract through the law of attraction, which is ultimately what everyone desires, positive manifestation. And you now have permission. At your deathbed, when it's all over, you could never say, you didn't know. I never knew. Nobody told me that I could change my perspective. Nobody told me that I was a frequency attracting other things. You are here. You are here, my friend, to be the highest vibrational version of you and nothing less. So if you're struggling, if you're failing, if you're sinking, if you're drowning, that's an experience that doesn't define you. Even if it's your last moments right now, you could shine. You could be a light in the scariest thing that you're in. In fact, why wouldn't you be a light? You're not meant to just be a light in the sun. You're meant to be a light where it's dark. You're meant to shine where people need to see light. And that could be the very moment you're in. So if you find yourself in the darkness, if you find yourself struggling, this is for you. We're going to take a deep breath in. Okay? And everyone connect on this message. Everyone, for just a moment, if you can, close your eyes. Allow darkness to come around. I want you to think about the person next to you, not the person physically next to you, but the person next to you in this podcast. brother, a sister, whoever they are, an energetic being that's next to you, that's really struggling, that's listening to this message and just needing help, needing that push to make the change. I want you to think about them. And as you breathe in this darkness that we're imagining, I want you to shine. The deeper that breath becomes, the lighter you become, the brighter you shine. And as you hold your breath, imagine those around you that we're connected with right now on this podcast, seeing your light and being connected to it, inspired by it, fulfilled by it. And as you exhale, allow anything that doesn't resonate with you to leave you. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. This next part, pause it here if you have to, because you're going to want to come back to this line right here over and over and again. Learn to say this. Learn to speak this with your chest, with your heart. I am here for a reason. I am powerful. I am me. I am meant to matter. I am meant to change. I am meant to forgive. I am meant to build. I am meant to love. I am meant to conquer. I am meant to become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, that's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. And if you've been listening to this episodes, if you've been listening to this podcast and you want to make a shift, you want to dial in your mindset, you want to take that next leap, that high perspective shift, let's work together. I'm still taking clients up until the end of the year so that we can line up for 2025 in a powerful way. The easiest way to reach me is via Instagram at RealHenryG or my email address henry@vibeabundant.com. That's HENRY at vibe, abundant.com. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.